We're going to be looking at the 98-pound match, Class B, between Joe Urlaub, who is a sophomore, 15 years old, from Neillsville, and he is 30-0 on the season, and his opponent, Joey Van Dinter, 29-0, a sophomore also, and he is from Wisconsin Dells. There's a good look at Joey Van Dinter. He is wearing the light blue, and on the left of your screen, Joe Urlaub, he is in the scarlet and white. And we're underway, both of them unbeaten, 30-0, 29-0, both sophomores. Class B competition. Kirby?
The one thing we know, Marsh, is that somebody is going to come out of this with one defeat against him afterwards. The reports are generally that Van Dinter is the class of all three classes, and we're not going to know. Look at this right away with a Kelly, and Van Dinter has Urlaub on his back.
3 points for a near fall. And Van Dinter jumps out in front with a takedown and 3 points for a total of 5, and he leads it 5-0.
Van Dinter is one of these kind of wrestlers, Marsh, that just goes right after you. He doesn't waste any time. Keeps right after the opponent, continually looking for a fall.
Okay, we have 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in the first period. For those people that may be, you go ahead, Kirby. It looks like we may have a fall right here. He's got him in the cradle.
Dinter has a side cradle on Urlaub, and he's got them over, and the official, John Rommel, is moving around trying to get in position to see whether or not it is a fall, and while that happens, of course, Van Dinter drops him back to his side.
50 seconds remain in the first period in this 98-pound match in the Class B competition. And from the start, Joey Van Dinter of Wisconsin Dells has been in total command. He was here last year and finished second in Class B at 98 pounds, so he has tournament experience, and that counts for a lot, Kirby.
You bet, and he wants this one very badly. Here it looks almost like he's got it, and just when it does, he rolls off. He's run that score up now, I think, to...
He has 3 more points for a near fall, and now Van Dinter leads it by a score of 8-0. 24 seconds remaining in the first period here at 98 pounds. The referee, John Rommel from Sheboygan Falls, he is the main official, and Tom Kramer from Cuba City is the other official, and this is the first time I've seen 2 officials in championship competition.
Right, this is the first time I know, Marsh, that they've done it in high school, except in some isolated invitational tournaments. I understand it's done in the NC2A continually, and they are very happy with it. Rommel, as you've said, is the head official, and Kramer is his assistant, but they both move freely on the mat.
All right, 3 seconds, 2-1, and that is the end of the first period. At 98 pounds, both sophomores, Joe Urlaub, and leads it by a score of 8-0 at the end of the first period. Now they toss the coin. What happens, Kirby?
They toss the coin, and the wrestler with the colored leg band that matches the way the coin comes up gets his choice of whether he'll be up or down in the second period.
Van Dinter is in the down position. That is Joe Urlaub behind him. Neither young man has tasted defeat so far this year.
Van Dinter immediately standing and coming out for an escape, and now, if I don't miss my guess, he'll be coming in, Marsh, right away. Tough for that takedown again. Here we have a freestyle type move, and 2 points hasn't been awarded yet, but it's going to be very shortly unless Urlaub can come through with a rather spectacular recovery from this. It will be a cradle again on the side.
Van Dinter leads at 9-0 with 1.5 minutes remaining here at 98 pounds in the Class B competition. Van Dinter beat Paul Johnson of Ellsworth 20-3 in the quarterfinals, and he pinned Tim Carrillo of Pewaukee 1 minute and 19 seconds to get in here to the championship match.
There's another 2-point near fall, driving the score now to 11-0. He's just not giving Urlaub a moment's peace out there, Marsh. Coming after him at all times, trying to set up a pin. Urlaub very gamely, trying to stand and get out.
Van Dinter, the conference champion in the South Central Conference. He's coached by Wayne Stapleford, who was 4 years at the Dells, 14 total years of coaching. Urlaub is coached by Jack Hammond, who is in his 8th year at Neillsville. They are in the Clover Belt Conference, and of course Urlaub, being unbeaten, is the 1981 conference champion at 98 pounds. Urlaub beat Danny Delk of Mount Horeb 8-3 in the quarterfinals, and decision Dean Flitter last night from Campbellsport by a score of 8-2 to earn his berth in tonight's finals. 24 seconds remaining in the second period, and Van Dinter in a commanding lead of 13-0.
Up to this point, it's been all Van Dinter, with Urlaub not having any chance at all to go on offense. He's just been protecting himself against the fall, and it's been almost always the side cradle that's gotten him into trouble.
3 seconds, 2-1, and that'll be the end of the second period, with Van Dinter leading it by a score of 13-0. And one of the things, Kirby, Van Dinter came out and he took it to him right away.
Right away. And now he will be up in the last period, and my guess is Urlaub is going to have to get a reversal, get himself going into a point-scoring situation. Otherwise, he will not prevail here in the Class B 98-pound race for the crown.
We're underway in the third period. This is Class B 98 pounds. Mark Shapiro and Kirby Symes with you from the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse, and we're live, and we hope you're enjoying our wrestling telecast tonight. Van Dinter in command of the match, and he is working over Urlaub pretty well, and I'm sure, Kirby, that he'll try to roll him before the period is over.
I'm sure he's going to try again for a cradle. He's got his head at his side and trying very hard to turn him up. As soon as he feels comfortable with it, I'm sure he's going to turn him. Here we go again now. And as you could see that time, he wasn't close to being on his back, but one of these times, if Van Dinter can be successful in turning him up, that'll be it. Looks like a very strong wrestler, Marsh. One that's able to hold a cradle like that when he gets it on.
We're just at the 1 minute mark remaining here in the third and final period. We wrestled 3 2-minute periods, providing it goes the distance. And Joey Van Dinter, 29-0 from Wisconsin Dells, is en route to a state championship, barring an unforeseen circumstance, and I can't imagine what that could be. Joe Urlaub on his back, and down on the mat, John Robble of Sheboygan Falls, watching it very closely. 35 seconds remaining. And again, Urlaub rolls out of it. He's a very, very game young man. 3 more points for a near fall, and Van Dinter now leads 16-0.
Urlaub tried to sit out and turn in, and you can clearly see how easily Van Dinter counters that, comes around behind. Very, very active, mobile wrestler. Having no problem at all. 16-0 with 11 seconds.
We're down to 7 seconds remaining. Joey Van Dinter is going to be the state champion in the Class B competition. And he is the champion in Class B. And right now, let's switch to Randy Allen and Rick Lobinger for the action on mat number 3.
We'll bring you up to date on what takes place on mat 3 as we're in the A 98-pound championship here. In the gray or light uniform in the down position is Leonard Velasquez of Racine Horlick, battling Dave Whaley of Homestead High School. And as it stands now, as we near the 1 minute mark, we have a 3-2 lead for Whaley over Velasquez. Velasquez defeating Don Swanson of Cedarburg
for the 98-pound class. In Class A, the runner-up, Dave Whaley of Homestead. There's a good look at Dave. And the champion from Racine Horlick High School, Leonard Velasquez. And Leonard winds up the season with a record of 25-9. In the Class B competition, the runner-up, Joe Urlaub of Neillsville, and the Class B champion, Joey Van Dinter of Wisconsin Dells, a sophomore, who finishes with a season record of 30-0. And the Class C runner-up, Rick Dirks of Greenwood, Wisconsin, and the champion, Don Olson of Osceola. And Olson finishes with a record of 31-0. So we have 2 wrestlers in the 98-pound competition that finished the season with unbeaten records. Anything surprising you so far?